Hello, Gemini. It's the Healing Grasshopper here to do your 2024 yearly forecast for you. This reading is for Gemini Sun, Moon, North Node, and Rising. There are a lot of exciting things to talk about. I am going to have a focus on astrology because there's a lot going on this year. Um, so I've also pulled cards for you, but we'll get to those after we talk about the astrology and during, um, because what's going on right now is that the three outer planets, Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus, are aligning and changing signs from 2024 to 2025. It's like they're all clicking to place at the same time. This is very rare and has the potential to create great upheavals in the outer world, but seems to promise some very auspicious changes for many individuals on a personal level. So, what will be going out in the outer world, I'm not going to discuss so much. I'm going to leave that to the astrologers. Um, there are plenty of them out there on YouTube and whatnot. So if you're interested, a lot of it is kind of somewhat upsetting and jarring to talk about. So I'll just leave that to them. I'm just going to focus on kind of the micro collective. So and what's going on and what's going to be relevant in your immediate lives. So um, along with this alignment, we're going to talk about in a moment that Pluto is moving into Aquarius this year. It's been in Capricorn for the past 20 years. Now, which is significant. And if you look past to um your past 20 years, I think that you'll agree that things have not quite been the way that you want, some worse than others. Some really went through it and felt like you know, everything they did turned to crap. And no matter how much effort and care they put into something, that it would just never quite materialize the way you wanted it to, which is kind of the atmosphere that Pluto and Capricorn produces. So we're going to be released from all of that and we're going to enter Pluto and Aquarius that brings a much lighter energy and helps us manifest our dreams. So we're going to first go over the blanket, what I call the blanket energies, which are astrological energies um, that stay with us longer than a month. So the first one is Venus being direct all year, which is a really great thing. It makes it easier to focus and make viable plans without stop starts or false starts that Venus is known to bring. Um, so, for those of you who aren't familiar with Venus retrograde, um, it can really create havoc in your life. It can do things like bring exes back into your life and it'll really feel like a good idea at the time, but then when Venus goes direct again, you're like, oh my God, what was I thinking? Venus is notorious for doing that. Just it's not a good time to make decisions or plans or try and build anything. So we're not going to have any of that Venus retrograde energy this year. So hooray. Because we're going to, all of us, not you, just you, Gemini, the entire collective is really going to be working to build new lives for ourselves. And you're going to get a better idea of that as we go along. So, Saturn in Pisces has been with us since March of 2023 and will stay until February of 2026. It can generally help manifest dreams, but bring a dose of reality to impractical ideas. Awesome. But also for you, Gemini, can shed needed light into practical ways to improve your relationships. So, Jupiter in Taurus, that's been with us since May 16th of 23 and will stay until May 25th of 2024. This, my Geminis, is the time for you to look within and focus on spiritual matters and how they apply in the real world, which will require some solitude and introspection. You will be growing your compassion, which will enhance your communication with others. This will prepare you to really shine when Jupiter enters your house later in the year. So the last blanket energy I have to tell you about is Uranus in Taurus, which has been with us since 2018 and stays with us until July 2025, with the general energy of disrupting long-held beliefs and habits, and we all know habits die hard. Expect rapid change and disruption to the way we think and communicate and how we get around. Gemini's duality will have the potential to drive people into polarized positions. Um, so I know that sounds somewhat upsetting, but don't worry about it. We'll get to that. Expect fighting and revolts. And now the fighting and results is really in um, mostly the macrocosm, where we're going to see a lot. We're already seeing that out in the world with the fighting and the warring and that kind of thing. But um, we might also see it closer to our own lives in the form of, I don't know, grocery store arguments and that kind of thing. That Gemini, you might need to be careful navigating through, and you might find yourself in the middle of that. So you're going to need to be mindful and not let yourself get dragged into it. Um, it might also bring a drastic change in our personal and collective view of money. Now will be the time for you to exercise your best diplomacy skills, like I was just saying. Express yourself candidly by all means, but do it with an ounce of restraint and empathy, because a lot of people are just emerging from going through it, and there are a lot of people healing and repairing their egos, um, and going through ego deaths as well. But luckily now will be the time for more introspection with mental and spiritual hygiene. Now is the time to adopt new or improved meditation practices, utilization of mantras or affirmations, or explore any spiritual practices that feel right to you. Seeing a therapist and or spiritual counselor will prove rewarding at this time. And again, not just for you. Um, Everyone will be rebuilding their lives, and depending on what you put into this energy, you can really come out of this energy a new person. So that's really exciting. So let's start with January. So we start out of the gate with Mercury going direct on the 1st, which allows for more efficient communication. But note that there are only 3 periods of retrogrades this year, which allow for more clear and direct communication. So we all know Mercury retrograde that we just went through can kind of produce some things where your printer doesn't want to work, people misunderstand you, there are lots of arguments and miscommunications and that kind of thing. Um, and we might still have a lingering shadow of it right now, but we're emerging from it, um, which is fabulous. And now we can get to work on rearranging our lives. Pluto shifting into Aquarius, which is what I mentioned before. Very important. Happens on the 20th, with a focus on implementing one's ideas and following one's own convictions instead of conforming to societal norms and obligations. So, this is a very big and important energy. I want you guys to understand that Pluto has been in Capricorn for the past 20 years. Okay. And now it's shifting into an Aquarius with, bringing you an influx of ideas and um, a real sense of following your own compass and your own ideas instead of conforming to someone else's ideas, your boss's ideas, your obligations, all that kind of thing. You're kind of freed from that and you're really able to develop yourself and follow your own desires for 20 years. You see? So, this is really a time to build something spectacular if you want to. So, let's see what our first card gives us, which is the Page of Swords. This couldn't be any more perfect, other than maybe the Ace of Swords. But the Page of Swords tells us that um, you're in the beginning of receiving new ideas and kind of assessing the ideas and the excitement of what am I going to do with these ideas, um, with kind of childlike wonder and excitement. It's wonderful. Um, so February, there's nothing of real significance going on in February that I need to tell you about. So we're just going to go on to a card, which is Ace of Swords. What did I just say about Ace of Swords? Wow. Um, Ace of Swords. So this is an influx of ideas from the universe. This is incoming. Very exciting, Gemini. And you may have got, I know I have been getting um, kind of an excited feeling for about the past 4 or 5 months. I don't know when it started for all of you individually, but I'm sure most of you have been having that feeling like there's something coming. There's something coming. Like you feel the clouds parting, and now there's this. Oh wow! I think I see how I can start that business that I always wanted to start. And, maybe I should go speak to this person. It's very exciting. Um, so with March, we have a lunar eclipse in Libra on the 25th, um, which allows us to work on harmony between heart and minds in creative endeavors. An ounce of logic may be in order in developing your own ideas at this time, which is not a problem for you, Gemini. You're all about logic. And developing your own ideas at this time, independent from the ideas and opinions of others, you see, right? So we are all following our own compasses, and especially Gemini, who is going to get this influx of ideas along with your fabulous intellects that Geminis are known for. Very, very clever. You guys are going to be dangerous. So, yeah, those are all of the astrological things happening in March. So, Ace of Cups. Yeah, so this almost exactly depicts what we were just talking about. You've got heart and mind here, um, with the bird representing air and the cup representing creativity, emotions and creativity, your heart chakra. So you'll have this beautiful combination of, you know, creativity and ingenuity is a good word. So let's see, maybe we can get what's it called? The world. So the world talks about stepping through a portal and really switching paradigms and having the opportunity to leave what doesn't serve you behind you. So I would say this is pretty good clarity for all three of these months. Um, so now we have April. Solar eclipse in Aries happens on the 8th. It's time to clean house in the area of relationships of all kinds. The toxicity in your social life will be highlighted in this energy, and you'll be able to clearly see what and who needs to be cut out of your life with plenty of support in making it as quick and painless as possible. Onward and upward, Gemini. So, yeah, you cannot walk into a fresh new paradigm and build a new life with a whole bunch of toxic baggage strapped to your back. So, for some people more than others, um, and some signs more than others, but everyone to some degree are going to leave some things behind. If it's not people, it's bad habits or limiting beliefs. There's going to be a lot of kind of clearing out of toxicity and heavy energies. So I don't know. You may already know some of these people that you need to come cut out of your life, but um I know it's happened to me quite a few times in my life, and for me in the past 2 years, where um, this might very well be someone that you never imagined you would need to cut out of your life. So, the message to you here is if you feel you need to do it, just do it because it'll release you from a karmic cycle. But you have free will. So if you choose to stay in that karmic cycle, the universe will allow you to, but it's just going to start a new karmic cycle and it's going to get in the way of your blessings. So you don't want that. Oops. Look at this Page of Wands. So you can start um so you can start building. Start building your new life. So April has the sun, right? You have everything to gain. So just dump the garbage. So May, Jupiter into Gemini, um, that will start on the 25th, sorry, and will stay with us for a year until May of 2025. Geminis will feel a surge of confidence and a can-do attitude with a fresh energy to tackle new ideas or problems. Be careful that expansive Jupiter doesn't tip you over the edge into overconfidence. Um, so which can happen sometimes. And by the way, as we get closer to the months, I'll remind you of these things, and the energies that you're in will be clearer, and we can discuss them more closely. So we have King of Pentacles. Okay, so King of Pentacles talks about um confidence. And we're talking about a surge of confidence. King of Pentacles is the most, maybe next to the Emperor, is one of the most, if not the most, confident card in the deck. He is sitting in his throne, planted there, confident is in his ideas and in his actions. The decisions that he makes are always fruitful. Um, so you'll be doing well, Gemini. Just don't let it get away from you because, you know, I think I was talking to Taurus about that as well, about how you can be so overzealous about what you're building that you can kind of forget about who you're affecting around you. So, anyway, June, Saturn goes retrograde from the 29th, 2024 till November of 2024. You'll have a laser focus on your goals in this energy with a diminished desire for frivolity. You'll enjoy a period of high productivity with an abundance of ideas. It's going to be happening throughout the whole year. Neptune retrogrades also in June on the 1st to the 6th of December. This will be frustrating time for Gemini with too much on your plate to deal with. You will need to sort through tasks and put some of them on the back burner to evaluate later. Staying calm and focused with a big dose of patience for oneself and others will serve you well. So there you go. What did we pull for June? And we have the Page of Wands. We're building a new life for ourselves and having a lot on our plates to deal with. So we're going to um, need to deal with them with a level head, which is something that the Page of Wands doesn't do very well. So this is the Page of Wands is just starting, and but that's interesting. The salamander here just shouted at me here that it's not much to worry about. You're going to have plenty of support from the universe. The salamander represents fire, and especially here, fire in the belly. He's got he's very motivated, but also protected is really what this is telling me. So it's fine. The universe is going to work with you with this, and you're going to be able to work through it. You'll be able to see clearly what you need to be prioritizing. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so let's make sure this deck is correct. Hold on. Okay. Got a little clarity for June. For June. Oh, okay. Yeah. So don't let it overwhelm you and don't get frustrated and flabbergasted. You'll be okay. This is the same. This is confirming what I said pretty much. Um, so we have July North Node transit to Aries. That'll be with us until January of 2025. So some of these, by the way, you can call them blanket energies, but they're going to be starting in this month. This energy will have Geminis creating new and exciting things with the potential to inspire others. There's also a potential for recognition or even fame, but try to enjoy it and not to take it too seriously, which can overwhelm or frustrate you. So, you're still adjusting to, yeah, try not to take it too seriously. So the Four of Pentacles is really, this is the card of over controlling. He's really clutching those pentacles and he's trying to control everything and hold on to it. Just chill out, pretty much is what Spirit is. Whoa. Because you've got Ace of Wands. Because Rome wasn't built in a day, is pretty much what Spirit is saying. You're just starting. This entire year is going to be a sense of beginning and building And you're going to have your ups and downs and feelings of overwhelm. And the overwhelm might make you feel like you need to over control things. And, so there's going to be times where you just need to take a breath, which we're going to do together, by the way. Um, as each month comes along, we're going to work through it. You'll be fine. So we've got August, Saturn square Jupiter on the 19th, inviting us all to shed habits and excesses that might be unhealthy or counterproductive. Also, caution in spending and an urge to make wise choices in finance will be advised. Um, yeah, because so you have judgment, which is an influx of ideas and downloads from from spirit instructing you on how to move forward. Um, so it's not going to be like geez, what do I do with my finances? I don't know what to do. You're going to have plenty of direction, um, and have a real feeling of, where you need to go with your finances because I'm sure it's coming here talking about your finances that are going to start to change. They're going to start to be things that either you're building as a business person or in your job with promotions and that kind of things and changes in your income that's you're going to be able to start taking care of things like debts and really putting things together so you can improve your life, like maybe buy a house or something, or maybe to leave the job or whatever. We'll see. So we have oh, you know what? That's judgment. Okay. So yes. So 3 of Pentacles talks about um your your competence and um your skill and how other people appreciate it, right? Which goes along with the promotion and the upward mobility in your life. And um it also is telling me as well that, like I was just saying, that are going to have you're not going to feel lost. You're going to have plenty of help. Um, you'll be able to find a financial planner or find an accountant or that kind of thing that can help you with it, a banker, that kind of thing. Let's get one more spirit for judgments. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Oh, this one. Okay. So we have Queen of Wands. Yes. Again, so we have confidence in knowing what we're doing. And competence as well. So it's all good. September, we have Uranus goes retrograde on the 1st. Things may have been confusing or unclear. Things that may have been confusing or unclear will become clear as unexpected truths will be uncovered that will help you make changes in your life. You will be shedding old beliefs and forming new ones that better serve you. Your intuition will also be heightened. So, we have the 5 of Cups. So the Five of Cups talks about looking backward. So these are the things that were confusing or unclear. You don't quite see it yet, but as soon as you take the time to have some introspection and connection with your higher self, you're going to start putting it together. Oh, I see now. So I don't think we need clarity on that. No. So October, solar eclipse in Libra will bring inspiration to focus on self while setting boundaries in the area of what people expect or demand of you. So there's going to be a lot of that throughout all of the signs of shedding yourself of other people's bullshit. Pretty much. Ain't nobody got time for anyone else's dysfunction. You're going to be focusing on by this time you're going to have a much clearer view of not only what you want in your life but how what you need to do to put it together. So whatever your family members or your boss or whoever it is that's trying to tell you what to do, yeah, you're not going to be having any of that. So let's see what we have for September. We The Hierophant reversed says it all. So the Hierophant talks about exactly what I was just saying. Um your obligations, your boss, this is about conformity and the rules or dogma or whatever um things that were set in place before you that kind of dictates to you what you should do. That's no longer. So this would be, you know, wise laws that you should abide by. This is more in this context of the chaff, just all of that chatter that you don't need in your life that you can discard. So October and clarity, I don't think we need clarity on that. That's pretty clear. Um, so we have November, right? So there's nothing of significance in November to tell you about. So we've just got a card, which is the Ace of Wands again, which is not surprising. This is, again, new ideas, new methods of doing things and starting to build a new life. And messages from spirit on how to do it. You see, there's this hand coming out of the universe with this wand, like here, this is what you do with this. This is how you do it. Um, do what, Spirit? Let's have a peek at what's going on for November. Clarity for November, please. So we have King of Wands. There's a lot of wands here. This is wands all throughout. So King of Wands is the entrepreneur. So a lot of you are going to be starting your own businesses, it appears. Because King of Wands works for no one. This is not a guy sitting up in a job being instructed what to do for someone else. This is Jeff Bezos here. He's building a company for himself. So whatever company that a lot of you already know what this is. It's been sitting in your mind for the longest time. It didn't seem practical at the time to do. But this year, there's going to be light bulbs everywhere shed on, wow, this is how I can really do this. This is the money to do it. This is the way to do it. I'm going to meet plenty of people. I'm going to meet plenty of people that are going to collaborate with me in helping me do this. I mean, it's going to be a fabulous year, Gemini. So, December, Mars goes retrograde. So, on the 6th. So, this is going to be somewhat of a difficult energy for everyone. It brings an energy of hyper motivation and a wanting to accomplish everything quickly, which is not always the best choice. So, be aware of this energy and resist the urge to rush. Tempers can also flare, so be mindful and avoid conflict, which you'll be well prepared for. Okay, there's going to be a lot of that energy ebbing and flowing throughout the year, but really it's going to come to a head in December. You're going to start noticing a lot of people on edge, um, because the energies this year is going to bring very new astrological energies that are going to bring disruption into everyone's life. And some people are going to be handling it better than others. Okay. And that's going to be very apparent to you once it all starts really coming to a head in December with Mars. And you're going to be like, whoa, people are tripping. So you're just going to need to remind yourself of that people are tripping. Like, just an ounce of patience and just letting the Karens be Karens and just back up and let them throw their tantrums and don't get involved type situations. Um, so the magician, what a lovely way, spirit, to end the year here. You're going to have a very good sense by December of how to put it all together. Everything's going to start falling into place. You're going to have everything you need to build this new life that you've been wanting for the longest time. This is not just a person that knows what they want, but a person that has all the resources to do it. They can put their money where their mouth is. That's going to be you, Gemini. So, Spirit, let's have one more. Whoa, that was quick. So, Spirit is reminding you again. There is the Four of Cups, but reverse this time. Oh no, we had Five of Cups before. Okay. So, Four of Cups talks about just pacing yourself and not letting yourself. Here it is. Here can get a little better look. Um, so this man is tired and I don't know if the word is disillusioned is a better word. He's more fatigued and just fed up. So by now, you can, especially with Mars, can definitely make you feel like that, like you want to throw up your hands. Um, so this might be a time for introspection and just taking a rest because the universe is going to have plenty to give you and to feed you, to provide for you. Um, so just make sure that you're not feeling like giving up by now because you're going to get there. It's just Rome wasn't built in a day, right? You're in the beginning stages here of a 20-year, just of a 20-year new paradigm. So just remind yourself that Rome wasn't built in a day. You are going to get there and you've got plenty of support. Oh, by the way, so this was reversed, right? So this is concentrated shadow. So not only are you fatigued, but you're really letting it get to you and it's starting to affect your work. And this is probably going to be outside people. Um these are probably going to be people getting on your nerves and in your way and that kind of thing. So it's all of that is just going to need to be mitigated when you get to it. But nothing you can't handle. Um, yeah, let's do your review. So the review of the year, your keywords and phrases. Number one, improving relations. First of all, number one, I should have really put influx of ideas because everyone's going to get this. This is kind of the theme for the next 20 years is the influx, the downloads. So that's the bonus. Number one, improving relations. Very important. Number two, enhancing communication. Pretty much the same thing. I should have put those together. Three, maximizing diplomacy skills. Also along with communication. But along with communication comes, restraints as well. Because people are going to work your nerves this year, to be clear. So, four, implementing ideas with the potential to inspire others. Because, Gemini, you do things with such ingenuity. All of you are so smart that other people are going to be looking to you. And you're going to be so successful at it that people are going to be like, wow, what's Gemini doing? Um, five, developing balance between heart and mind. So creativity and logic, um, but also emotion versus thinking as well. Six, clearing out toxicity. Very important. Don't hold on to that karmic baggage. Seven, patience with oneself and others, for sure. Eight, shedding bad habits and old beliefs. Nine, setting boundaries, not letting other people get in your way. But of course, we're going to use that diplomacy. The universe is showing up in a big way, Gemini, to help you revamp your life. Grab the opportunities as they come and exercise gratitude, and the world will be your oyster. It's going to be a great year, Gemini. I hope this has excited you and brought you some hope for the coming year. I will speak to you soon. I love you, Geminis. Many blessings.